Whoops. Concerned Women for America is the largest public policy women's organization in the nation, with over 500,000 women and like-minded men who promote and defend Judeo-Christian values. In North Carolina, we have over 16,000 supporters. So, though I am one person here today, I represent 16,000 more North Carolinians who would choose to be here if they could. CWA promotes and defends traditional marriage between one man and one woman at one time. This has been the basis of the family unit in Western civilization for over 3,000 years. We believe that the gift of this earth by our Creator to mankind comes with the responsibility and the honor to protect the family unit as designed by our Creator for the nurture and stability of our species. But let me be perfectly clear, we do not hate homosexuals. Dr. Billy Graham said, we love them more. That is because we have the statistics standing behind the social consequences of an unhealthy lifestyle. To say that homosexuals are hate mongers is a misnomer that is pure and simple. If you don't like the message, you try to kill the messenger. I like the cheer to that, don't you? Right on. The hateful dissent that I have experienced has been by and large expressed by the gay and lesbian community, not the traditionalist. But we need to remember, medically speaking, folks, that harboring hate is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. Right? But as traditionalists, we will not stand by silently while 2% of the population and a radical minority of that group wants to change the universal definition of marriage and alter the course of Western civilization just so they can have special rights. They already have them. It says in the Declaration of Independence, all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain and inalienable rights, and among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Because thank God we live in a nation that you can choose any lifestyle you want. That's not the case in many parts of the world. The real issue that we are discussing today is the one that wants to redefine the universal definition of marriage for social acceptance. Society has been asked by the homosexual community for rights that is a lifestyle that is unhealthy. The radical terms they want is for everyone else to accept their lifestyle as wholesome and to be recognized the same as the union between one man and one woman. Robert Knight in the Washington Times said, it's not enough to love family and friends who are homosexuals. We're being asked to love the behavior that threatens their bodies and their souls. I want you to take a mental note of a reference I'm going to give you, which is the Homosexual Medical Organizational site. It is http://glma.org. It has two surprisingly informative documents. One, the top 10 things that gay men should discuss with their health care provider. Two, the top 10 things that lesbians should discuss with their health care provider. It would be helpful if these facts were given to the public. It is important to know about any lifestyle that reduces the average lifespan of 78 years old for a heterosexual to the average lifespan of a homosexual of 55 years. That should be a public service. We give that information to other unhealthy lifestyle choices, obesity, tobacco use, substance abuse, lack of exercise. So the illnesses associated with an unhealthy lifestyle should be a public service as well. The young practicing homosexuals that I have conversations with are wide-eyed with amazement and disbelief when you tell them of the potential consequences of their behavior. And this battle is not about tolerance. This is about fighting intolerance against traditional morality. Homosexuality is not the same equivalent as having a different skin color or ethnicity, and therefore making it a civil right to be enforced against others who disagree. The battle is preserving about the right to teach our children and our grandchildren to respect traditional values and not erase that element of their upbringing under the guise of tolerance. It would deny many of our children the healthy benefits of a mother and father, as well as the rights of parents to teach their children about relationships according to their own values and beliefs. It is definitely driving a wedge between those who believe in traditional marriage and yet will be forced to subsidize and celebrate it with their dollars in their workplace, in their public square, and even in their churches. But most important, redefining marriage will inevitably lead to the end of marriage that has existed since the beginning of time. The best example I can give you is Scandinavia. Since they have legalized same-sex marriage, all marriage has all but disappeared. In the October 2000 issue of the Australian of the Family Studies Journal, it states that married women have the best mental health of all women. It states that married men have the best mental health than single men, and shows that children achieve a better outcome when they live in a family with a mother and a father. They are less likely to be poor, use drugs, and experience less problems in education, emotional, and behavioral problems. It is the healthiest form of cohabitation. D. Allen and P. Littler in Men Who Beat Men Who Love Them in Hayworth Press in 1991 tells us that homosexual households have double the rates of domestic violence. J.D. Ewan, a British anthropologist, has boldly stated, when a man is devoted to one woman and one family, he is motivated to build, to save, protect, plan, and prosper on their behalf. Any human society is free to either display great energy and stability or to enjoy sexual freedom. The evidence is that they cannot do both for more than one generation. That would certainly explain what has happened in Scandinavia. At the World Congress of Families in Mexico in 2004, there were 3,200 participants from 79 nations. That conference produced a resolution declaring that traditional family is the fundamental unit of society, and they lamented the varied, persistent attacks that undermine its stability and its legitimacy. The thing to remember is, this is by a very small radical group of a very small minority. The time has come for all Christians and traditionalists, whatever your religious persuasion, whatever your color, your creed, or your gender, to protect and defend the defense of marriage and the laws in 46 states defining it. And I would close with reminding you about William Tyler Page's American Creed. I believe in the United States of America as a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, whose just powers are derived from the consent of the governed. From the consent of the governed, not judicial tyranny. And the American creeds end with this sentence: I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, to respect its flag, and to defend it against all enemies. As Americans, as Christians, and as responsible citizens, there is no better time to stand for what is right, what is good public policy, and what is our freedom to choose, our values and our beliefs. That's what my forefathers, who fought in the Revolution with Francis Marion in the swamps of South Carolina, gave their lives and their fortunes to give me. I pray that God will continue to bless America as she struggles with the moral issues that will decide not only the fate of our nation, my friends, but the fate of its people. 75% of North Carolinians feel the same way we do, and we stand with the rest of the world in preserving the definition of marriage as one man and one woman at one time.